Herkese selamlar. Navi ile yaptığımız basın toplantısından konuğumuz Navi'nin asistan koçu Latex. What about you, Latex? Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
Interview.
I'm all
I think
good,
you are
thank you.
good.
Yes.
Right. I'm starting our first question.
Mhm.
It's a basic question for you. How did your esports career start?
It's kind of funny, like just because of the people involved in it. I grew up playing games and like always like competing, so like esports was like a natural path down the road for me. I started with Overwatch back in like 2016. Yeah, Overwatch. And my first team was together with Emil from like current head coach of Liquid and Dombros, who's the head coach of Navi. So I started with those guys, and like I played Overwatch for like 2 years or so, 2.5. And then I didn't like the direction of the game, went to Valorant because like I grew up playing CS:GO and shit. So and like funnily enough, like my first team in Valorant was also with Emil and Dombros in Fabriken. So I've been like stuck with them for a bit, and I played for like till like early this year as a player and IGL, and then I transitioned to coach where I'm today.
Did you miss Overwatch?
Not really. I enjoyed first play like shooter games, and I got stuck on main tank in Overwatch, so wasn't a lot of shooting. Like the game it was fun in the beginning, but I don't really miss it.
Here is the second question. What is the meaning, your meaning of your nickname, story of your nickname?
It's just I used I remember I transferred to a different server in World of Warcraft, and I used a random name generator, became Latex Rumpan, which is like latex sock in Swedish, and I just like changed some letters around, became like a different spelling of latex, and it just stuck with me.
It's a little bit random.
Yeah, it's completely random because it's like a random name generator. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on recent agent rebalancing? What kind of change you expect in the agent preference of the teams after the change? What's your thought about it?
I kind of like it's like the direction kind of right is taking it, and like not over nerfing or over, like maybe like the reason one is a bit of a bad example because I think Chamber's kind of bad now, like almost unplayable. But in general, like Riot's been doing really good with it, and I think this suits us really good because like Cena is the best Jet in the world. Getting rid of Chamber and getting more Jet, like that's perfect for us. So I think it's happy. And about the roles, I think it's not really decided yet how we'll proceed. So it's something you have to keep an eye out.
Okay, thank you. Oh, it's a question about maps, if you know.
Yeah.
Can we get your thoughts on removing the bind and breeze maps and replacing them split? Your thoughts?
Personally, I think it's great. The worst map in the game, in my opinion, is Breeze, and the best map is Split. So getting that like traded, like that's perfect for me. But I think it's nice. Like just Riot deciding to keep like the map pool fresh, also like great. Like taking inspiration from CS:GO with the like 7 active map pool rotating. Like I think it's good, and it keeps you on your toes and keeps the game fresh. So I like it.
It's a good trade for you.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm continuing. You recently won the G Louis Valorant Clash Tournament Championship. Can you evaluate the tournament from your point of view? How did you find your final opponent, Parlay Sports? You know.
I think the tournament was like a good success for us. We went into the tournament with like a lot of experimenting with roles and compositions, kind of like limit testing, like what can we get away with, like how does like different roles like role swaps feel in case we're gonna need it in the future, and like being able to like win a tournament like that, I think it's like just shows the strength of the roster. And about Parla, I think they're a great team. Like it was a really like even if we had like little time to prepare, like going into like a super long day, like they played great, and like it's a very scary team to play against. They're hitting the shots, and like the way they play the game is good. Like it's hard to read. So I have like huge respect for them.
And do you have any general opinion about Turkish teams?
It can be. I mean, I always like respected Turkish teams, but like they can be kind of hit or miss. Like in periods, like they're extremely scary, and in other periods, they like it's just like another team. But like when they're in their form, like it's one of the more scary regions to play against.
Okay, thank you. Let's say something you want everyone to know about latex and something you want everyone to forget.
Yeah, like this one was super hard for me. I don't really like know, honestly, like something to forget. I don't know, maybe some bad games I had as a player back then, and like going quite negative probably. It's okay if people forget about it. And something I like want people to know. I don't know, like I think I kind of come across as kind of like a scary guy, like. But I think like I'm a really like a big teddy bear kind of thing. So like don't be afraid to approach me. Like I'm friendly.
That's a good one. Thank you. If you had to go back to latex at the beginning of your career and say three things, what would they be?
It's I don't know, like I kind of not wanna go back, and I'm kind of like always been a guy that everything kind of led up to here, like changing stuff. Like I'm happy with things turns out, so there's no I have regrets. I want to change anything. Maybe like one tip is like to trust myself more, like trust my gut, because usually like ends up being the correct way.
Oh, that's a good point. Thank you again. Okay, you are a team that has been playing together for a long time, and CNET joined your team. CNET joined your NAVI VALORANT team. And what kind of player is CNET? What do you think about CNET?
I was very I was very surprised with Sinad. I expected like this quiet, like yet one trick. He just goes around killing everyone because that's like what you see from streams and stuff. But he like really impressed me with how fast he like adapting to the team and just like taking information. Like he's learning so fast. It's like super refreshing to see like a player just instantly taking like criticism and like pointers from like the staff or like the IGL and instantly being able to just adapt and put those like pointers into his own gameplay, like just the round or like the game the day after. I'm like super happy with CNET and like him as a player. It's hard to like explain, but he's not just like this brain dead yet that you can kind of like see from like watching yet players. Like he's a smart yet.
And is CNET is a flex player for you or not?
I think like with the approach we're taking with the team, I think
Or
we're all yeah like I think we're all flex players in this team. We kind of find our comp and we try to fit people into the preferred slots, like they're gonna be the best on. And if that means like seeing a changing of operator to something else, like we might do it. But it's not something that we like locked into stone. Like he's our he's our main operator, that's for sure. But we can also like move him onto something like a race or like a killer even. Like we will have to see.
Okay, thank you. Can you describe as your teammates with one word? For example, the most angry one or the most excited one? Something like that.
Oh,
Or
okay,
neither.
okay. I mean, Xiao is the angry one for sure. He can get quite heated. Sipan is the quiet one. Angel is like the grandpa. Like people look up to him. He got the experience. Domer is probably like the team dad. I'm the team mom maybe. And we are like we have our children. Sugetsu is probably like the funny, like quirky kid. Like he likes anime. Like to joke around.
Okay, thank you. If you were to determine the next update to Valorant, what would you strengthen, what would you weaken, and what would you remove completely?
Um, I kind of want to like, in a sense, I kind of want to see how the game would play out without Jet Dash and Chamber TP, like without those kind of get out of jail free cards. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like will be a good change for the game, but I will be interested to see how the meta like changes around that. Because it's very like heavily like your Jet can play along because she's a dash, or your Chamber you can leave the Chamber because you got a TP or need to support them. So like changing that would be super interesting. What was the rest of the question?
That was the last question, and
Oh,
I
okay,
want to say something about Turkish fans and Turkish Valorant supporters.
Mhm.
I want to hear you, and you can say something about that. Turkish fans
Okay,
and
okay.
Turkish Valorant supporters.
Yeah. No, like like, keep your support. Like we love all of you. Like I've been with Russ and like Batu and Berke, Vlad from BBL for a long time in Giants, and I love the Turkish community.
Thank you so much.